to account for all areas of the field even more now because of the extra room. So I think it's going to add an interesting twist. Now, these guys have played on this size board a lot, but they haven't done it this week. So, you kind of tweak and tune up a team to kind of match your opponent and get ready. They had overnight to kind of pick and choose what they wanted to get ready for. They've known each other, as far as opponent goes, for almost 24 hours now. So I think it's going to be an interesting twist, and we're in for a great game. So.
All right, here we go.
So we do have David Nichols on the field for us, so we definitely he'll be feeding us in as well.
Panthers is coming on the field, and now we finna get it started here. The Carolina Panthers lining up. Our first play will be getting kicked off here in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Panthers have elected to take the ball to the 25 here to get the game started. And in answer to your question there, Mark, it's not.
It's pretty close.
I wouldn't say it's a true Jerry.
It's like 90%.
Board, but it's 90% of. But again, Jerry didn't build the board. I think the story of this particular board, a lot of leagues, what they do is they have the board built for a championship game, and then they, as we saw in Dallas last week, they retire that board. That's it. One game. That's all it gets. And this particular board came into existence because it's kind of a mix-up, if you will. When they ordered the cover come in this size. So they had to actually build a board to the cover. And I believe that's what they were talking about yesterday. I don't think it was an intended result. But, hey, don't waste the cover. They just built a board to it. So.
Yep, we're going to get an opportunity to take a special look. It looks like here's kind of the Panthers setup. You can see their line. Pretty cool. You guys want to get a little closer? We can get a little closer to the action. Here we go. There you go. Take a look at the detail on these guys. Just phenomenal.
I think one of the Panthers' sock stripes missing there. Pat, you're going to have to tighten those sock stripes
Holy
up,
cow. Oh, man.
It looks like 66.
66, yeah.
Got a little crooked sock stripe there, see? Yeah.
Is that excess glue on his base?
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, thank you, Kobe, for joining, man. We definitely appreciate it. You definitely hang out, check out a lot of. There's a lot of great action, a lot of really cool videos that have been out there.
Start on the first play.
Definitely, definitely ready to go with that. So
Ken Allen in the house, one of our world champions and a very accomplished coach himself. He's chiming in talking about warning. It says extremely addicting. That's exactly what we were talking about a few minutes ago.
It's like an FDA label.
Yes. Has to come with it. Thanks for getting the pregame warning out for us, Ken. We do have some people that are checking in the first time, but yes, it is extremely addicting, and it's satisfying. That's a word I'd like to add to it, too. There's a huge amount of satisfaction whether you win or lose in this game. So it looks like we're lined up, and we're about ready to get our first play here.
Panther motion and pivot. Looking over the defense. Gonna pass it. Receiver's open, but the cornerback is sitting right there. All right. Complete.
He's not looping that too.
no, he's not looping. It's all synced together through this, so we're good. So we do have David Nichols down on the field as a guest commentator for us on the Gridiron Buzz. I say guest, but listen, he's been on here like several times. He's like 3/4 time employee is what that is. So.
Yeah, he's our honorary game reverend.
We do have both the GBN owners in the building. So again, guys, must behave. If you'd like to make a donation, send it to them. Don't send it to us. We can't get caught with anything.
Yeah,
no contraband.
Center down.
It's gonna be second down.
Right now, each team is filling out each other. They're trying to get the jitters out. This is a big game for Pat and Charles, but Charles is no stranger in a game like this. And Pat just come off of a big game. So it's two warriors going head to head.
You could probably hear David in the background there for picking him up a little bit. Great commentator in his own right. Kind of was doing it a lot longer before we even come around. So, and we've had him in the booth a number of times. He's just don't know that you could pick a better ambassador for this hobby.
Yep, absolutely. David is one of the very first people that we met. 5 years ago now? 6 years ago?
6 years ago, Bama Blast.
Bama Blast, absolutely.
We all the time pay our respects and tell him how much of gratitude we have for, and really anything that we do from here on out, it's probably was his doing to get us back involved in the hobby. So.
Yep, absolutely. Make sure you send us a DVD of the Bama Blast Championship. We still got that around somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Charles and
he did.
Rafiq? No.
Oh, look at that. Got him right there. First down. Cam made a little move, made the first guy miss, but he got hit. What a great tackle. He's getting ready to separate. That was a great tackle. Cam was trying to make a run. Dallas Cowboys were not great. They have been playing awesome all weekend long.
I gotta sit here and stay focused on my commentary. I'm sitting back listening to David having a good time.
Make my job easy right here.
I'm spectating. I forgot I had the mic on.
Look like the defense is playing like a prevent defense. They are playing safe. They're not really bringing the blitz right now. They're just playing safe. So it look like a 5-3 defense. They're just checking each other out. Pivot. 2 pivots. Two pivots. All right, Cam Newton going to keep the ball. That defensive line, if you notice, that defensive line is gathering in. Oh, Cam couldn't penetrate the line. This is what I'm talking about. That defensive line is not going nowhere. Cam is trying to penetrate that line, but that line is not going nowhere. The Dallas Cowboys is standing tall on that defensive line. In the trenches, it's going to be a battle. This was going to win and break the game in the trenches, because right now they're testing each other out, and so far the Cowboys are
We talked about this a little bit last night. I think the Panthers were intending to try to probe that line a little bit. It really wasn't tested yesterday, run-wise, by Rafiq. Trying to get Rafiq had receivers open all afternoon in the flats, and
one man in the backfield.
It just come down to passing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of pressure from the Cowboys. They were just coming from everywhere.
That defensive line, you can tell where they're spreading them out. They're playing on a much wider board in the Super Bowl. Pivot. 2 pivots from Carolina.
A little bit of movement here early. Panthers got a little bit of a drive going, but it looks like they're going to stall out here if they don't keep the ball moving. They're not going to be able to
Cam Newton is looking over
continue
the
to do the same thing. So.
Trying to make up the yard. Got a man wide open. Going to number 88. Good play. Good play. Hit that tight end. That tight end, boy, I tell you, he's been awesome. He's been awesome. 88, what 88 did, he just barely hit Too Tall Jones, dropped back. That was the third receiver. You had a receiver out in the flats, but he decided to drop it down to pick up the first down. That was a smart move on Cam. Let's see, can he make it now? Hit him. That was a good move. First down, Cam. The Carolina Panthers is slowly moving the ball down the field. Slowly moving the ball down the field. Whatever the Cowboys giving them, they are taking it. They trying to go over the. But the Cowboys is not giving them anything.
I know.
So it's a battle between the Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Who's going to get defense? Because right now the Carolina Panthers cannot penetrate that line of scrimmage. Made the adjustment. Pivot. And adjustment. Okay. Okay. Quarterback option. Oh, look at the pressure, but that was his own guy. Number Smith is wide open, out in the flats. It's about complete. That's Dion. Now, they said Dion can't tackle, so we're going to find out. See, can he tackle? But you got 55 going to try to beat him to the punch. Dion told everybody he tackle all the time. His mama bills, he pay all his mother bills. All right, one-on-one, Dion. Let's see what we got. All right, 55. They want Dion to touch him. He wanted him. First down. Here we go. The Carolina Panthers on the move. They nickeling it down. The Cowboys, they trying to go up top, but the Cowboys will not let them go up top. They're trying to prevent them from doing that long play. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. I know. Okay. Yeah, they got me in the booth. They don't want me to step in front of the camera, so I fixed that. I'm up on the roof calling the play. Do y'all like that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the pulpit. Motion. And a pivot. Wow. Look at that defense. They overran the play. Complete. The tight end went up under that blitz. They were blitzing into the outside, but number 10 went up under the blitz. Now it's going to be a one-on-one. Let's see can them guys catch him. Number 10, he's pretty fast. He's a speedster. Get him. His arm hit him. Touchdown, Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers go first. Touchdown, Carolina. Separate. Yes. Now it's the Cowboys' time. Cowboys is coming out. Panthers getting ready to kick off to the Dallas Cowboys. Now we finna find out what the Cowboys can do. Right now, that was a big test. They drove the ball down the field. There was nickel and diamond on the Cowboys. The Cowboys was not giving up anything big. They was throwing everything up under. All right, in the middle. All right, here we go. 3 seconds. 15 seconds. Making this move. Look at the block that the Dallas Cowboys have. Have a lot of great blocking in front of him. Can this break this? Can this break the Carolina Panthers on special team? We know they have a great defense, but their special team have not been used all weekend long. So let's see if this is the weakness of the Carolina Panthers. It's their special team. All right, here we go. Oh, can he go? Oh, my goodness. He had nothing but lane. Where did he come from? OMG. He was back in the alley waiting for him to cross the street, and he dumped him back. Oh, my goodness. Man. He jumped on him like macaroni and cheese. You know, they go together. I mean, he stuck to him. Great return. All right, the Cowboys is coming out, bringing the offense out. Now it's going to be time for the Cowboys to test the Carolina Panthers. Just them defensive ends were ruthless all weekend long. Let's see what the Cowboys can do to them and neutralize them. You better believe they've been scouting the Carolina Panthers. Going with a full house. Hands. Quarterback starting it off. Emmitt Smith got the ball. They're testing the line of scrimmage. Emmitt Smith got the ball. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at this. That's a run over in the back. That's a run over. Emmitt Smith, the first time, the Dallas Cowboys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a ball game. It's going down to the wire. I'm telling you, do not eat your television screen. Do not even go to the bathroom to halftime. This is going to be war. You're going to bring your slop jar. You're talking about a play, man. I'm telling you, the first play, Emmitt Smith just took off between the tackles and then neutralized that defensive end. He was nowhere to be found. So the Cowboys did their homework on them ends. Now let's see what Carolina Panthers can do for that offense. This is a much wider board, and he's stretching the defense out. And that was a good drive on Carolina. Carolina drove the ball down the field, nickel and diming the Cowboys. But the Cowboys is not giving them anything long and on top. 10 seconds left. Cowboys is lining up like a 5-4-3 defense. Motion and a pivot. All right, Cam Newton looking over the defense.
No.
Oh, boy, Too Tall John was coming in. What a great block. 88. Tell you what, that tight end, boy, he remind me of number 87 of the Patron. He just cannot be stopped. Gronk. He is one tough tight end. All right. All right, that's the fumble guy. All right, the Cowboys going to use their fumble guy right off the bat. I'm surprised, but they're going to use it right off the bat. The fumble guy. He got it. Fumble. No more for the Cowboys. Cowboys fumble guy is gone. Now the Cowboys will be picking the ball up. Great, great strategy. I thought it was crazy at first.
All right, guys. Huge turnover on downs, or excuse me, turnover on the fumble. So each team has a fumble man. There's a dice roll that happens. Once that happens, if it's even, it goes to the other team, which in this case it did. So it is a turnover. We definitely have what we need, and we're going to see a 1-minute change of possession, and looks like the Panthers are going to take over. I'm sorry, the Cowboys are going to take over. Panthers on defense. There we go. We'll get it right. 1st and 10 at midfield. So, great game so far. 7-7 all. Fumble man has been taken away by the Cowboys, so they don't have another one.
Cowboys.
See if this Cowboys team can continue their run game. They just had a great run up the middle earlier, but
Yeah, I don't really think this is a feel-out process. These guys know each other really well. This is just a matter of throwing your best shots and seeing what happens here, because no more experimentation at this point. They're just going to have to grind it out. Kind of almost the best man wins here.
yep, absolutely. So I think Cowboys are stretching the field with this wider field. I think that's kind of giving them some room to make some different gaps at the middle, and I think both teams will adjust accordingly as they go along. But don't want to use that as a main excuse, but that's certainly one of the things to look out for. And then, here we go again. Good push all the way up the middle.
And we didn't see the Cowboys pass a lot yesterday. They didn't really have to. The defense was in the game. They were shutting down drives. Emmett was running really well.
I don't think he hit.
Man, look at that hole.
Wow.
Look at that hole. The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they got him. Wow.
The Carolina Panthers in the trenches. This can change the ball game.
It's going to be second down.
Passing like they normally would pass.
And that was a good run there. Quarterback keep up the middle. They move the chains.
If you can go back and see the instant replay, on contact, they are pushing them.
And looks like it's a little short. Should be about 3rd and 1 here.
It was second down.
Okay.
Second down. Had a change of possession off a fumble.
Right.
Second down. Mark, so since you can only see it once, use it once per game, how soon is too soon? I don't know if there is such a thing as too soon, especially in electric football. It's score early, score often. I'm feeling it has to. The fumble man has to be the one-on-one tackle. So.
And there's different strategies. Some guys like to go ahead and get it employed, and kind of get it out of the way and get a possession early, an extra possession. Some people want to hold it in their pocket. It's kind of like a challenge flag, you know. If you only have so many of them, you got, and that's the beauty and the art of it. You just kind of have to know when to throw it out there. Try to turn the game, you know. I would, in my personal opinion, I want the ball as soon as I can get it.
Sure.
As soon as I can get it, because you may go 3/4 of the game and not have that opportunity to actually have a turnover. It may not mean anything if you're up or down 3 or 4 touchdowns. So.
Third down. Third down. Big play here.
A good portion of this game could just be keep fighting for every yard you can get. I think a punt here, strategic punt here, you know, here or there is going to be able to flip the field at some point. We're seeing a lot of the same elements that we saw yesterday with Rafik and Charles. You know, they played the game between the 30s for a while. But then, like I said, it was a touchdown here, a touchdown there. Next thing you know, you look up, you're down. And, you know, hats off to Rafik for coming back. He was down 17 points with like 10 minutes of the game and closed it up nicely and made it look a lot more respectable. And I think another 10 minutes of that game yesterday, and Rafik may have been in this game today.
Absolutely. So big third down here early on. It's 60-minute running clock halves. So we're about halfway through the first half. So really maybe coming to the end of the first quarter, if you would. And in a normal football situation, lots of football action left. Tie ball game, 7-7. Got those adjustments coming out to the outside. And I think this is where maybe you see a sweep, or we're trying to still run it up the middle.
Third down.
Third down. Quarterback option right up the middle, it looks like. You know it. Right up the middle. And he is going to go for the touchdown.
We saw this yesterday. Emmett running wild. And Isaac, reference to the yellow and blue championship level 2 basis that you're talking about. We had this discussion this morning here in the Deep South. They've opted not to allow those on the field until next season. The reason being they want everybody to have an opportunity to get some and make it fair, because we all know that those bases are they're the real deal if you haven't got any. Check them out there. But that's the answer to the question, is they just want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to gain some. And in all fairness, you know, these coaches, even if you'd handed them a bag of them, I'm not sure they would have done much with them in this short of turn.
Some would.
Some would try, but no one needs to. They're pretty locked in. They're going to do it. You know, Pat was in the Rumble as well, and you know, Charles saw, or at least heard, reports of what they would do. So they're believers in them. It's not that. It's just this close and this big and critical of the game. I'm not sure they would have done a whole lot of changing yet, aside from what they've already been used to.
So here come the Panthers back on offense. They've got to respond here relatively quickly. Again, this is a game. Charles is an excellent clock manager, so you don't want to see a situation where you're down 2 or 3 scores. That happened to Rafik, and it was pretty tough. Tough.
And Rafik made a gallant effort to come back, but you know, these Cowboys, man, they just come from everywhere. He brings pressure, just mixes it up really well. I could see him being a defensive coordinator somewhere for a pro team. You know, he's that smart as far as getting his guys in the right position. Now, make no mistake about it, and this game doesn't even worry me at 7-point difference. I don't even know with either one of these two that a 21-point lead with 5 minutes left to save because. See, here comes Pat.
Yeah.
Pat mixes it up really well with the run pass, too.
Yep, definitely good stuff there. But these safeties, we looked at these safeties last night. They've got magnets on them. Those guys are tough. And, fumble territory with that much speed and that much momentum going into it, it could be pretty crazy. Ball carriers on the right hash mark. And got them from behind.
We have our reigning Rumble champion Marty Thomas in the house. Good morning, Marty. Shouldn't he be on a crane somewhere, like building a skyscraper?
Maybe he is.
Yeah, you could be. I never thought of that. He's probably like 35 floors up or something.
Jimbo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. John Hunter hanging in there tough. He was with us most of the day yesterday. Steve Dorton, I see you on. Appreciate you guys joining. So next outing, we're not exactly sure, but we do know we will be in College Park, Maryland for the Capital City Clash. We may have another surprise, 1 or 2 here or there, depending. Our travel schedule has been 3 cities in 3 weeks, 4 cities in 5 weeks. So,
well, and if we start having withdrawal symptoms for some reason, I'm gonna host a tournament on the back deck. So
yeah,
I'm
just open invitational, just everybody come on out.
Yeah, we'll get the barbecue pits fired up and. We can sleep about 20, maybe, but we'll find room somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, Gino, I will clarify the magnet comment. That was a little sarcastic. That does not imply that Charles is using magnets. Those safeties seem to, they're really
like magnets.
Yeah, they act like magnets. There are no magnets. These guys are straight up coaches, no problem there. But if that safety has a bead on an opposing player, the ball carrier, they're going to him. We saw it too much. I mean, they're just beeline guys. Charles has got them pretty well pegged. Internet's glitching on our side, Jimbo, or
I think
your side, or where? All right, so Pat, it's back to pass, going out to the left-hand side of the screen. That's a complete pass. That guy's a hard guy to hit. He's kind of bent down. Got to get over all that extra coverage. He's got that safety about the 42-yard line. And you'll see what I'm talking about, kind of looking at this magnet situation. That's, again, there's not actual magnets in there, but they just seem to be attracted to that ball carrier very, very quickly, closing down the gap.
Almost a laser type thing. They just
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right there, just
they're just drawn into the ball carrier.
Oh man. Uh-oh. Guys, help. We have to build a new back deck to a new house in order to have a new tournament, is essentially what was said.
Yeah.
And I spent all of my money on breakfast this morning, so, well, there's that. Yeah. Is the correct answer there yes, ma'am? Is that the correct answer? Oh, man.
We'll figure it out because I think Rafiq's in next weekend, so.
Yeah, exactly. So. Official statement from GP.
John, she don't need any help. Back down, all right? We have enough problem.
You're welcome, Kit. No problem. Trying to keep it where we can. We're having to kind of battle through that. Some adjustments. This is kind of their house. If this was maybe a Tournament of Champions or something, we'd have a little bit more going on with it.
And now we got Isaac chiming in on the West Coast talking about a deck building party. And
that's how we get it done.
Yeah.
Bring your screwdrivers. Everybody. We know everybody has pliers.
5 boards and a box of deck screws each, and we'll have a tournament.
Oh my gosh, what a thing! Oh man. So.
Y'all gonna get us in trouble before we even get home.
Yep, and that brought up first down.
Boom! That's what I'm talking
Man.
about. False illusion. Wow! Did anybody get the license of that truck?
Wow. There's that defense. There's that defense coming right through the middle, and that's what we've seen all day. That's going to bring up second and long, though. They're going to back them up probably. It looks like 5-10 yards, so it's going to bring up second and 20. Wow.
Now, I had to step out for a little bit, but help me out here. Who actually uses their fumble man?
The Cowboys have used their fumble man. Yep, and they did recover, and then that's when they scored this second touchdown.
Right, and with the lead and the Panthers on the drive, if he still had the fumble man, here, answer to reply to Mark, here's where I would want to use it if I could get away with it.
Yep.
Get them off your own end zone here. Kill this drive and try to change the momentum, but Charles he's got something.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Charles is in the zone. We've seen him. This is now his third game out of 4 that we've done because he's just been holding his own. It's been tough. I mean, second game, I believe. Second. Let's see.
Third.
Yeah, this is third. Okay. Yeah, because he played Larry Henderson, and then he played Rafiq, and now he's playing Pat Morris. So, yeah, this is his third feature game, but we've seen him. He's just been laser-focused in here.
And speaking of that, we've known Charles a long, long time, and I don't really recall ever seeing him as focused. You know, I think he's out to prove that losing it to Larry last year was probably not going to be in the future anymore. He's here to win this thing.
9 consecutive time winner, Charles Lane and his Cowboys in the Deep South. That's a remarkable run with the amount of talent that's going on here.
Pat should make this pass with ease here.
Got him right in the back of the corner of the base. What a pass! So it's going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. You can see those safeties. Their safeties are a little penetrated in a little bit. You have the one over the top that's being penetrated, or that's being pivoted now, but there's not really anything else back there, guys. It's wide open spaces.
And I know the Cowboys safeties have a big loop to them here. There's not going to be much straight line distance here, but there's a lot of green here.
The 40, 30, 20, and that safety came all the way across the field. Holy cow. That's going to be good for a Gridiron Buzz Network first down. So first down on the 27-yard line, and Panthers are on the drive here.
And this could really turn into just a classical pass versus run, and then everybody has to play defense. I wouldn't be surprised to see this game getting north of 45 or 50 points before it's over.
And there you have it. That's Charles Lane on the right, Pat Morris on the left. Those coaches, again, phenomenal. You can just kind of see that laser focus. They're really trying to get this game in rhythm here. A lot of time left. We're just over the halfway point in the first half. 60-minute running clock. And then, yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think this game's going to be, I don't know. I don't know that we break 40. What do you think? We break 40 in this game?
I think they're going to light it up this last 20 minutes or so of this half. And I think they're coming out after halftime. I really wouldn't be shocked to see this game get north of 40 on each side.
All right, we'll throw a poll here in just a second or two after this play. Maybe at the next change of possession, that's what we'll do. We'll throw a poll for the over-under. We're going to probably stick at 40, so you'll get a chance. It'll pop up on your screen. All you got to do is hit the button. It's are they going to score more than 40 total points, or are they going to score less than? And it looks like we're going to have a touchdown here, especially to the left-hand side. You can see the point out there. Pat's going for the pass.
And Pat's just moving with a purpose now. I mean, we've seen a heck of a lot of offense out of him in the last 2-3 weeks here.
Yep. So number 89, who I believe ran through the tunnel, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch the tunnel run through, make sure you go back and check it out. You can rewind, so maybe at halftime or wait till the game is concluded and turn it on there. But this is probably going to be a tap in here. And that is Friday Night Legends touchdown.
You know,
14-14.
I'm just reminiscing a little bit, going back over several months, the last several TLC tournaments, the last couple of league championships that we've seen Pat. I don't know that there's been a more consistent player. I mean, he's not necessarily won everything that he's played, but it's just the consistency of which he plays. You know, we've seen an awful lot of these Panthers, a lot of his Raiders, and typical. You know, they're very similar teams, but you know he's just been a model of consistency here, and he can blow up. He can blow up a defense with this offense. He has run, pass, both. He's a very, you know, I think what first caught my attention with him several tournaments ago was his defense, and I didn't pay much attention to his offense. But
1,000.
So are we going to get a return coming back out? Looks like it's going to be dead smack out of the middle. Got a little bit of a seam there. If he gets a block, I could definitely see that happening. I mean, wouldn't surprise me. A lot of times in electric football, it's not necessarily about just straight line speed. It's a syncing of your linemen or your blockers to your running back. If you've got a good blocker out in front of you, it may take all day to get there, but surely you can score.
Well, it's just like in realistic football, real life football. It's great to have a thoroughbred type running back that can outrun everybody, but if he's not patient enough to wait his blocks out, sometimes you can hit the line too quick and the hole's not there yet. And so the best runners know how to stagger step until they can find the crease and then turn on the jets.
At the 30-yard line, so wow. 1st and 10. Cowboys will have possession at about the 30-yard line. And we've got ourselves a ball game. It's 14-14 all. Try to get a look at who we have in the audience. We've got some folks.
Nope.
Oh, well, hold on. Before we do that.
Yeah.
You guys know all that
That
food
chili-
we had yesterday?
That chili got wiped out.
That's
pretty
all
hard.
the food that's left. That's it. There's not much. That whole table was full of. We had cake. We had some sort of red velvet cake that was pretty good, and all kinds of stuff. There ain't no food left at all. I mean, they destroyed it. So there we go. We're gonna.
We had 3 tables full of food.
There we go. There's everybody. Larry Henderson's in the house. There we go.
Oh, there is Larry.
Yeah,
There you go,
Larry.
Snuck in. I haven't seen him.
There it is. Oh.
Reverend Dave trying to get the
Reverend
wave
Dave.
going.
You guys can do it at home. Just raise your left arm, raise your right arm, raise your left arm. Mr. Dr. Bob Owens. Woo! The crowd goes wild. Yeah, we'll get back down to the action.
Everybody's in the game, boys. I tell you, everybody's in it. All right, come arcade game.
For all of us that missed church this morning, we have already been preached up
Yep, I gave my
by
50
Reverend
cents.
Dave. Yes, he's already passed the offering plate. I think the collection this morning was what, $1.38, something
Yeah,
like that.
plus tax.
Plus tax.
Oh, my goodness. Dr. Bob and the famous Texas Tweak Tool. I watched that video again last night. For those of you that haven't seen it, go check them out. That was hilarious. The hat, the big bull that was, or the longhorn that
Bevo.
was in there.
Yeah,
Bevo,
Bevo.
yeah. Yeah. He started talking to me a little bit at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it looks like we've got a mobile quarterback being replaced out with the stationary. Well, look like we're going to go for a little bit of pass, kind of change it up. Pat's got a lot of guys stacked in the box, so let's see what's going on. Didn't. He's got a man open on the right. He's going to have to throw over some people, but Charles can pass. I mean,
He can when he needs to. I don't think it's what he wants to do as a first option, but
All right.
hit the wrong man there. It looks like it's
Did hit the wrong man, and this is one of the differences between maybe the TOC and the Deep South. In the TOC, that would be an incomplete pass. In the TOC, or excuse me, the Deep South, what happens is everything still happens. There's just no turn and burn. You can't adjust a man at all. So it's going to be a short gain. Probably brought him up about 3 yards. So 2nd down and 7. So yeah, you can hit the wrong man and it still be a completed pass in this league, but it just has to be left alone. You can't make any adjustments on that defender.
So Dr. Bob's talking about Bevo can tweak too, and I'm
I'm
trying
not
to
sure
run
how
it.
I feel about
How's that
that.
work? You just let him chew on the base for a while, or
Regurgitated,
lick on it? I'm
yeah.
not sure
Yeah.
how that works, but only Dr. Bob would know that.
Yeah. He was talking about parrots or something at one point with the color.
No telling what comes out of that lab.
Johnny Canaris is joining us. Welcome in. Gino, it's a little early in the morning, but do we have to have cookies or can we get like sausage and gravy? Gino is famous for his cookies, but sausage and gravy wouldn't be a bad idea either. About 10:30 Eastern time here. It's bright and early for football.
Well, you know, when you're from a small dust town in Kansas, you got to specialize in something to get yourself on the map.
Yeah.
And
only man in town.
Cookies is what really keeps us going. So
let's take a look at this formation from up top. Going to be a quarterback keeper. Not much gain there. Like third and yeah, maybe a yard. You mean you got a yard there? Yeah, not much. They've got the spot. He's going to bring up third, and we're going to keep it right on 3rd and 7. I don't think he even got that. Third and 7. This is a big play here. Pat kind of figuring out this defense. I talked to him yesterday about some of the games that he was playing. He was making adjustments on the fly. You know, this isn't a situation where you just stick with your same game plan. If you see a coach doing something, you know, you've got to make the adjustment. If he's constantly moving a guy outside, maybe try to block him differently, chip him a little bit differently. Pat has some loopers. I'm well aware of them. I've had to play them myself. And those loopers are no joke. If you don't protect them, from an offensive standpoint, you're going to get sacked. There's not too much other ways around it. Mr. Mark Klingbeil, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Appreciate you joining. Jerron Turner / Mike Turner / the newly named Mike Turner Sleep Cam.
yes.
I don't. Well, we need a different cam for today. Maybe a hungover cam. But I talked to Rafiq. He was up till 4 a.m. He's like, I just fell asleep to the floor. So we didn't. I was in bed early. I was tired. So
We have a situation, these coaches that are so experienced, it doesn't take them 4 or 5 plays to pick up a tendency. They can exploit you in just one play. It's like their eyes are calibrated to see what's been left open or see what's missed. And if you watch their body language, when you're here watching them play in person, you can almost instantaneously, they know when they've messed up. You can just see it. You know, I left that guy open, or oh, I should have brought this looper up, or oh, I should have moved over the nose guard. It's that sensitive that they pick that kind of stuff up in just a split second.
So pass right in the middle of the pile. You kind of take a look from up top. He's got some blockers, but needs some decent amount of yardage here to get to a first down.
Well, there's a lane there that's got a very thin window to get through, but it's going to close in a hurry here.
Right here at the 35-yard line. And, oh, he's got it too.
35.
Snuck through.
All the way
Snuck
down.
through for a big run.
Yeah.
That looked pretty nice there. The wall was kind of sealed off, and it made it to where, like I said, it was a thin window to get through.
So 1st and 10, flipping sides of the field.
Guys up 14-14. Hi, I'm sorry, Barry, but I'm glad to have you watching. One second.
First and 10 here, not 1st and 7.
Nope, 1st and 10. Yeah, let's 1st and 7. That's a new game. That's a different rule set. There we go.
That's Nerf ball. That's
Yeah.
backyard Nerf ball.
Yeah, that's like the hardcore mode or something of a video game. 1st and 7. You only got 7 yards to stop them.
The sidewalks, the goal line.
Yeah.
Johnny go down to Dad's Buick and turn left.
Well, we were talking about Rafiq earlier. He said when I have to kind of scrimmage with myself, he's like, I have to put 15 guys on the defense
To make it a challenge,
to make it
yeah.
a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Make it 1st and 7. Try to move the ball or try to stop them. Maybe that's what you got to do. But both these teams probably have done that because their defenses are stout. I mean, they're having a hard time moving the ball. They're getting bigger plays, but few and far between right now.
Rafiq hands the controller to Charles, and Charles looks at the controller like he's never seen it before. You know, he's looking at it like, how do I use it? How do I turn this on?
Yeah.
You could tell right then that he had something on his mind. That clicker was the last thing on his mind. He was focused on where he wanted to go.
I think that's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete. He had to throw the ball all the way back across the field, almost leaning into it. Probably been better off trying to go left-handed with that one.
I would agree. There. Jeff McCauley, what's going on, man? How are you? Brandon Woodard, I see you. James, Shano. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't had a chance, I haven't closed the polls out yet. Let's see about where we're at. Ooh.
See? GBN Nation agrees with me. I said plus 40. It has to be.
I mean, we're at 28 already, so
They're well on their way now, and I just think they're going to open up. Both of these offenses are going to open up a little bit, and it really, I think, is going to be predicated on Pat and the Panthers being able to stop the running game. If the Cowboys continue to have success running, and here we saw the last couple 3 plays where the Cowboys have been forced into having to pass, and it hasn't worked out very well. So if the Cowboys don't abandon the running game and they still have success, I think you're going to see this game go well north of 40s.
yeah, I can see that. I mean, here we go. We're going to make a decision where we're going to go.
Just a big mosh pit there. It looks like about a no gain, if any.
3rd down. So big play here as the Cowboys continue to march on. 3rd down. Board's got a little bit of flex in it. There may be a little bit of adjustment too, a little bounciness if you kind of watch it. Every board has a unique, feature to it. Not necessarily on purpose. It's just the characteristics. Maybe a thinner metal or thicker metal. This board is actually running Joe Allure's motors, which if you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, it's butter smooth. Pretty quiet, really, for as big of a board it is as it is, and I believe it might even be running 2. Is it running 2 motors? Yeah, it's running 2 motors.
I think with this big board,
that's intense.
But there is a little bounce, a little trampoline effect out there about the midfield logo, and it could set itself up before the game over to be a fumble.
Like a fumble.
So
Yep. Get those guys moving off the board a little
it's
bit.
got just a touch bounce right about between the 40s there. That
3rd and 10. Get that. We're going to see another adjustment coming in for that quarterback. Believe that's the stationary that's in, so maybe looking for a pass or a quick pitch out to the flat here. .22 off the break. Got behind the line of scrimmage, so it does have an opportunity to pivot him, maybe kind of cut back, but he's got a defender right there in his face, so don't expect this to go very far, but you'll be surprised. Here we go. Oh, got him. And that's going to bring up fourth down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see.
We're going to see a field goal here, no doubt about it.
Rafiq kicked about a 55-yarder yesterday. It just rang the bell in this metal. I mean, it sounded like a
it was
doorbell going off.
I think I use the analogy dropping a penny into a Salvation Army bucket. It's about what it is.
about.
Ting, ting, ting. It's like, oh, okay. That's what's going on.
Out there, want to know more about it. I appreciate y'all done.
42-yard line?
Out there, yes.
Good?
Out.
Right off the side.
No, good.
hit the bar. It has to go inside.
I expect to review.
No good. Hit the bar.
Yep. So it's going to be missed field goal. Still going to be 14-14. Take it out back to the field. Have a 1-minute change of possession.
Stop the clock. We're going to go replay on that. No, it's good. Y'all play the right call. I still want to see it. Stop the clock.
Referee stopping the clock. Replay.
At 7:45.
We stop the clock at 7:45.
Referee gets on this side here. It'll take a second to get us to it. So let me see if I can go in.
Nashville. What's up?
All right, here we go.
Nashville. We're going to Nashville here.
Yeah, hit right there. It looked like it bounced inside. It bounced to the inside. We do it again. Let me bring this up a little better.
Both refs had it. Well, one ref and Pat had it at the same spot, but
Replay here.
We're at half speed. Let me turn it down a little bit. Let's go like quarter speed. So it's going to take a second, but it's about right there.
Bear with us, folks. We're trying to review this kick here to make sure it went
It hit
in
the
right.
edge. It hit the edge. It came back.
So what's the call here? Good enough. Good. Went to the red line buzz. Instant replay. Back on?
No. Wait till it started to play.
Yep, and we'll get our clock synced back up. Don't worry about that, folks. We happen sometimes with everything that they need. So.
And this big of a game, I think that was the right thing to do. That's why I kind of called out if they wanted to see the replay. We need to make sure that was a questionable, and that's why we have the technology. Let's use it because.
Yeah. I'm going to push it out there. Let's see if we can kind of get it from there. You guys, just for some fun, let's see what we got. We got a little bit of downtime. We're going to sync our time back up anyway. So I believe I've got it running. And let me push it a little faster. Can we go to 2? It's going to take a second. We may not see it. I thought it was going to come in right where I needed it to. Here, hang on, let me reset. All right,
You won't miss any of the action here. We'll keep you up.
Yep. Oh, man. Let me see if I can get the right replay. Let's clear that. I've had it set at quarter speed, and it's going to take forever to get to where we need to be. All right, here we go. You look at, it's kind of the left-hand side of the inside of that field goal when he goes to kick. And it hits the edge, but bounces to the inside, but doesn't actually go in. All right. Let's go
And
back.
Rafik right there on it. The referee, he
had
right
a
where it
good
hit.
view.
So our refs are probably better than what we see on Saturday and Sunday. They don't get it wrong too much. But that was worth stopping the game there. That was points, and you want to get that right if you can. Yep.
Got a clock resynced correctly.
Paul, we see your question there in just a second when Dustin gets caught up here. He's more the tech department than I am, and he'll be able to maybe address what we're looking at in the very, very near future with YouTube.
All right. And I think I've got it right. There we go. We're synced back with the clock. We should be in good shape. It is second down, so no gain on the first play. No problem there at all.
And we're right on time now with the clock. So Paul has a question here about whether we're ever going to get up on YouTube or not, and the answer to that is, my short answer is yes, but I can't explain it, so I'll let you kind of address it here.
Yeah, so the answer to that is yes. YouTube is probably coming sooner rather than later. Facebook has just kind of been the main working body that we've been able to contact a lot of new coaches, get a lot of feels for it. It's got the community behind it right now, but ideally we are switching over to Facebook. We'll have an announcement as soon as we're ready to go. I've got about 50 or 60 games right now to load to YouTube with the custom graphics and all kinds of things. Cut out the dead time so you guys aren't waiting 4+ hours to watch a game or trying to find a game. It'll all be broken down down individual cuts and lots of great stuff. But honestly, that's a matter of time. I've looked at a couple different options. But as far as Facebook is concerned, we're going to continue to use it for now, but eventually we will be switching over so that not everybody has Facebook, not everybody has that type of social media, but YouTube, it's pretty much on every TV, or at least every smart TV now.
And that's going to be a Gridiron Buzz Network first down.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I'd like to say hi and welcome into my daughter-in-law, Miss Tori, and my precious little grandbaby Emmy watching. All of about 4 months old. We're already trying to get her trained right.
Yep.
Get her tuned into not only football but electric football, and she's a hockey fan too. So, that works great for us because we're number one football, number 1A hockey.
Yep. Speaking of hockey, I'll be at a hockey game Tuesday night. So we look forward to that. Doing the Predators, National Predators game. GBN rocks. I think we need like cookies made that say GBN rocks.
I'm thinking.
I like strawberry icing, so I'll take it.
Yeah. my oatmeal chocolate chip's been on back order now for I don't know.
That's probably
Gino,
true too,
help me out. 6 months maybe.
Yeah, probably. Got stuck in the snail mail. Well, you're moving too, so it's probably going to get re-looped around. Probably get kicked back to Gino. Maybe be a little bit moldy and then come back around.
Every time I get them, it's going to be a science experiment.
Yeah, be a historical document and artifact. Oh, what a sack. Man, it's the same guy. That's the same guy. I believe that might be the guy from yesterday's game that we zoomed in that didn't dust off his cleats because we saw
Could
it.
be.
We saw the dust on there. Wow. Big play on first down, and that's going to back him up on second down.
He's going to mess around and get fined by the uniform police for us all over.
I told Charles, I was like, you got to give your guys a bath. That was bad. I mean, fresh pair of cleats or something.
Well, he had a paint job put on him from 1984 and hadn't been touched since, so.
Yeah, that's true. Charles, 9-time consecutive winner. I wouldn't probably change him either, though. No reason to. Here we go. Second down. We're getting lined up, ready to go. Yeah, let's see. I bet we can see him. Yep. You can see, we can get in. If we want to see if there's daylight between a base, we can see if there's daylight between a base. If we want to see just a brutal collision, we could do that too. So
now we've got footage somewhere of some line play that we've slowed down like really super slow motion, and it is wild. We're going to see if we can get it posted here soon. Where it just looks like a train wreck. Bodies flying everywhere.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for joining. I believe we might have just broke a GBN live record.
Pretty close.
We're pretty close.
Damon
Keep sharing.
It's Damon's fault.
It's all Damon's fault. He is GBN almost north.
Yep.
Helped us out up there in Canton to
a resident expert chef.
Yeah, yeah. See, you imagine that, Damon, deep south, all the food that we already eat down. Oh,
Well, and
man.
you got John out west. That's a chef.
Yeah. Listen,
You know?
we eat really well.
Yeah.
So, first down completed pass at about the 44-yard line, and here come those safeties again. They act like they have magnets.
Yes.
They don't have magnets. I'll say it clearly. And there
And
it
you know what
goes.
we haven't talked about yet today? Haven't talked about it all
That's
weekend.
going to
Look
be
at
a
there,
touchdown. Wow, that guy curled right into it. It's a Friday Night Legends touchdown.
It's going to be the last play of the half as time winds down here. But we haven't mentioned Campbell Soup yet.
Oh, yeah.
And we need P Double
P-Double
to
is...
step up
Yep.
and help us out with the story because he started it in Cincinnati. Well, the story got started in Canton, but he brought it up in Cincinnati. And we don't talk about Campbell Soup anymore because obviously we're not getting paid by Campbell Soup.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those of you that know the story can help us out and, bring along. And P Double does a good job at this because he knows the story about Campbell's Soup. And why we don't talk about Campbell's Soup, because we don't get paid by Campbell's Soup anymore. So we just don't talk about Campbell's Soup.
Yep, absolutely. So a lot of the labels were ripped off the Campbell Soup cans.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about Campbell's Soup anymore.
Well, yeah, we're
because
right.
they haven't sent the check yet.
We might move to like Chunky Soup or something like that.
We might.
Yep. Who was that? Michael Strahan's mom that always
Yes.
came in there with the chunky soup.
But that was still Campbell's Soup, which is another reason why we don't bring it up.
Yeah, one final play. Kick it over to our overhead. Get the T-shirt out of the way. There we go. Coach is moving around. Got 2 referees, 2 coaches, another cameraman, and I want to make sure we get you the angle. There we go. Going from left to right on your screen. Cowboys have the ball. The Panthers are trying to play defense here. One last play in the half. We'll kick it to a halftime break, I'm sure. Again, you guys know us. It's electric football time, so we say 5 minutes. It probably means more like 10. But we'll try to keep it as short as we can because we have a time limit in this room. So we've got to make sure we go. It's going to be a Hail Mary.
He's just going to lay on it until somebody hits him in the back.
Ooh, almost.
This is going to be a
Had that looper come all the way back around from behind, hit him,
this is going
nearly
to be
hit him
about
from the
a
other side.
55-yard pass on the fly here. And it hit. What a game changer right here.
Look
now
at
please
this.
don't run out of bounds at the 2.
Yeah, what a pass. We'll try to get a better angle as soon as we get clearance. There we go. Man,
The
man.
Panthers have those laser beam top safeties too. They'll come right at you.
This is gonna be tough right here. You're gonna almost see a coach's view. That's Emmett Smith with the ball.
They gotta step back.
It's coaches, so we're fine. All right, and
What a play to end
right
the half.
into it, man.
What a play to end the half.
Friday Night Legends touchdown.
Does anybody want to change their prediction about over 40 now? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Imagine a game where you can pit the greatest Texas high school football teams of all time against each other. Before now, if you wanted to see the Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame play Johnny Manziel's 2010 Kerrville squad, you were stuck with only your imagination. Not anymore. This new game allows you to play those dream matchups. 1983 Dangerfield only allowed 8 points all season. 2015 Katy, 10 shutouts en route to their 4th straight championship appearance. 2008 Allen, their first of 5 championships in the state's largest classification, and so many more. Friday Night Legends is that game. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Friday Night Legends. Imagine a game where you can pit the greatest Texas high school football teams of all time against each other. Before now, if you wanted to see the Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame play Johnny Manziel's 2010 Kerrville squad, you were stuck with only your imagination. Not anymore. This new game allows you to play those dream matchups. 1983 Dangerfield only allowed 8 points all season. 2015 Katy, 10 shutouts en route to their 4th straight championship appearance. 2008 Allen, their first of 5 championships in the state's largest classification, and so many more. Friday Night Legends is that game. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Friday Night Legends. Imagine a game where you can pit the greatest Texas high school football teams of all time against each other. Before now, if you wanted to see the Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame play Johnny Manziel's 2010 Kerrville squad, you were stuck with only your imagination. Not anymore. This new game allows you to play those dream matchups. 1983 Dangerfield only allowed 8 points all season. 2015 Katy, 10 shutouts en route to their 4th straight championship appearance. 2008 Allen, their first of 5 championships in the state's largest classification, and so many more. Friday Night Legends is that game. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Friday Night Legends. Imagine a game where you can pit the greatest Texas high school football teams of all time against each other. Before now, if you wanted to see the Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame play Johnny Manziel's 2010 Kerrville squad, you were stuck with only your imagination. Not anymore. This new game allows you to play those dream matchups. 1983 Dangerfield only allowed 8 points all season. 2015 Katy, 10 shutouts en route to their 4th straight championship appearance. 2008 Allen, their first of 5 championships in the state's largest classification, and so many more. Friday Night Legends is that game. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Friday Night Legends.
All right, coaches, we are back. We're just about ready underway for second half action. It's Charles Lane and the Cowboys, Pat Morris and the Panthers, 21 all, and we've got the Cowboys just about ready to receive. So let's get that handshake out of the way, and let's get our last half of the action of the Deep South Miniature Football League ready to go. Thank you guys for standing by. I told you it'd be like 5 minutes. It was more like 25, but it's all the same. Here we go. Selby, what's going on? So Don, that is roughly it's what they call a monster board. It's roughly 3x5. It's actually a little bit larger than that. I want to say it's like 36 by 66, something like that. It's a big board. It's not your standard 2x4. They built it to match a cover that they had, so it worked. And they've got felt all the way around. So getting the master clock reset. We have it here on the GBN, but we want to make sure you guys are synced up as close as we can. See a lot of you coming back in. Welcome in. Richard, I'm going to respond to your question that you've got there. It says if you guys had the technology, it would help the broadcast to circle the yellow guy, circle in yellow the guy who has the ball in each play. The last touchdown was easy to track, but when bunched together, it would help. Yep. But we do have that technology. It's just a matter of processing that and getting it in. We've got some things coming that's definitely going to help you guys out for sure, but we want to make sure that we can implement things as in a timely manner, but also effectively to really get everything done correctly. We don't want to show it and be like, oh man, that didn't work. But as we continue to progress in our journey, we will continue to bring you new things. Just know that the technology does exist. Yeah, definitely close to a scale field. If the average man is about 6 foot or 6'1", this is what a scale field would look like. 2x4 is just a little shy of that. So this is a little bit more. And it opens the field up. It gives room for the opportunity for the run and different things that are going on. So he's going to come out of the middle. And here it is. Touchdown with the run back to open the second half. And that's going to be a Friday Night Legends touchdown.
John said 6th Street. John's giving us 6th Street.
There we have it. So quick score early in the half. Go up 28-21. That's important, but and that's really kind of back-to-back touchdowns. So Charles ended the half on a touchdown, and then came out swinging in the second half with another one. So big point momentum. It looks like our poll is going to be pretty accurate here.
Yeah, that's 2 touchdowns in less than a minute of game time, actually. And talking to both coaches at halftime, trying to get their feel for it. It's like we were talking about. When you have 2 so experienced coaches like this that know each other really well, played each other hundreds of times, they make it look so seamless and so effortless because they have go-to stuff. If the first option didn't work, the second option didn't work, I have a third, a fourth, a fifth option that I can pull out. And both coaches are that well versed in this. So, folks, what you're seeing coming through your TV screen, coming through your iPads, coming through your cell phones, what you're seeing right now is honestly two of the best players in the world in this game. And we're just blessed to have them both in the same league. Every league we go to, we saw it last week in Dallas, we've seen it in Ohio. It's the championship games are on a whole different level, even compared to all the playoffs leading up to it. The cream really does rise to the top. And we get some just epic battles when you match 2 coaches of this caliber together. It really comes down to just a mistake here, a missed opportunity there. Neither one of these coaches are going to give up. They're going to fight to the very end.
Right hand side, definitely hit him. Looks good. Here come the safeties again. Kenneth, it was a run back by the Cowboys to start the second half. Run back for a touchdown.
And if anybody would know that, it'd be Brandon. We watched him be the victims of a lot of run backs against him, a lot of fumbles when he's tried to bring it out.
So right-hand side of your screen, safety's coming over the top, but it is complete at the 30, and he's tackled at about the 36-yard line. It's a Gridiron Buzz Network, first down. So 1st and 10. Panthers are on the drive. They've got to come back with an answer relatively quickly here. This is the second half, so not a lot of time to play around.
No, but I think still there's plenty of time. They're not in the experimental mode. That's already went out the window a long time ago.
They're game plan, full-on game plan. Here it is. Here's what they're going to stick with. You might see a couple of small adjustments, but I don't think you're going to see anything to the level that they were working with in the first half, trying to move guys around. Charles is still laser focused with his defense. He's got a man on the outside that has just been absolutely tearing it up. So that's who he's going to pivot right now. He's going for it.
Well, we spoke earlier in the game today that, I have seen Charles focused in a lot of different competition. He's always ultra-focused, but it just seems like he's got that little extra edge right now. He's not missing anything.
He's got a man open. It's actually, he looks like almost like a lineman in this pose, but that guy gets open a lot. It's kind of a tight end. Incomplete. It's going to be second down. So, I think he hit the engage receiver. He was trying to go over the top. So it's going to be second down. Kind of feel the tension starting to pick up a little bit. I think these coaches are. I mean, they take this serious anyways, but at the end of the day, it's kind of. This is a championship on the line. Deep South, that's something to be proud of. That Pat Morris wins. He's going to be a back-to-back Gridiron Buzz Network Wall of Champion. Charles Lane might be on there. I mean, this is anybody's game. It's a one-score game. Plenty of time left, but you just don't want to go down any further than what you have to.
And it'd be nice to see, Pat has a chance to do
it would be a first
timer to go back to back when we're here, and of course then you look at Charles, and think, wow, our membership stands at 15 right now, and we didn't really get there until after Dallas, really last weekend.
All the way out of bounds. Inside the red zone for a Mr. National podcast, Red Zone Alert.
Now we're starting to see a lot bigger plays. Most of the first half, it was all about drives. 8 yards here, 10 yards there. Keep the chains moving, march down the field. Now we're starting to see some bigger plays, not only on what you're witnessing right now with Pat and the Panthers, but at the end of the first half and then the kickoff run back, we're starting to see a lot more bigger plays, and that I think that's speaking to the spread out field now. That and these coaches are just going to go for it. If it's going to have to be a shootout, if it's going to be a slugfest, they're ready for it. I don't know that you really come into a game expecting to, because you always look at your defense as being suspect. You go out and you score 40, but you give up 45. You always think that maybe tend to be your defense that's let down, but think about the 40 that you scored. There's a lot to be said about having high-powered offenses and putting that many points up. If you have a sloppy offense, you're not scoring 45 points.
No, absolutely. I think that's a valid point there. This is one of those situations that you've got to know it all the way. We're going to see a quarterback keeper right up the middle of your screen.
And That's Cam Newton again. He's been tough.
He's going to be down for a short gain. It's going to bring second down.
And there's the Cowboys closing the hole again. It's what they've been doing all weekend long here. They're just playing that bend but don't break defense, and then bringing pressure in the clutch spots. They've been bringing pressure. But now with Pat having success with big plays down the field here, it's going to force them to sit back just a little bit and not. He's going to have to roll the dice. Charles is going to have to roll the dice here. Does he send more pressure to the quarterback in hopes he gets there? That could be deadly if he doesn't make it. He's going to leave himself exposed. As we saw yesterday with the Rafik playing, Rafik had the flats all day long. Charles was just conceding the flat passes to him, and he held up, not wanting to get beat over the top. This looks like this is going to be probably a run to the right side again. Pat's going to try to test the right side of that line.
We will see. Here we go. Either that or we're going to see this little dink and dunk stuff. Maybe coming out of the backfield.
I think Charles sees it coming too. That's why it's going to be a run right off the left tackle to the right side of the defense. Charles, good counter here. Panthers go to a stationary quarterback. He's going to bring the pressure on this play. Just missed him.
Yep, he's got men open all over the place. Take your pick, left-hand side. What do you want?
And there's what I was saying. He's got Cowboys have two safeties sitting in the end zones that are too deep to amount to anything.
Definitely hit him. You saw him move. And nobody over the top. This is going to be a tap-in, I think.
He's got a convoy out in front to lead him. Charles is going to make a desperation attempt here. Maybe stop him at the goal line. He's got a ways to go. It's another 14, 15 yards to get into the end zone here.
Dead center of your screen. Is that number 88? He ran through the tunnel as well. So tunnel players are scoring touchdowns. Oh, what a block that came in off that wide receiver. Holy cow. Gridiron.
Not a whole lot you could do with that.
Yep, that's a Gridiron Buzz and a Friday Night Legends touchdown.
Maybe she'll be back there. Way past her 60s. Guys are tough. I don't know which one. She bought one of my shirts last night, had not took it off.
Wasn't a whole lot you could do there. By the time the safeties got there, of course, like I said, he had a convoy out in front of him. You knew it was going to be a collision. The only question is, was he going to inch across the goal line? And in that case, that receiver come in from the left side and just cleared everybody out. He could have done the inchworm into the end zone, I think.
Well, yeah. Once that receiver came through, if not, that safety definitely had a beat on him for sure. Wow. So, great game so far. I think you guys did well on the poll. We might have to run a new one if we're going to score 100.
Good.
It's a possibility. We're already getting pretty close. Here comes the return out of the middle. We'll see if we can follow the action right down. This guy's going to get hit hard if he gets hit.
We spoke before about it. A little bit of a trampoline effect right there where the midfield logo is. If he gets up that far, could be a little bit of dangerous side here because it looks like Pat's a little weak on his coverage to the right of your screen there.
Yep, Steve and I agree. Next poll coming up. Oh, and he got hit. He did get hit hard. He almost saw the turn. Wow, kind of felt like that was going to happen out of there. That's going to bring up first and 10. Let's set up a new poll. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go with 80. We'll go with 80. Why not? We got new people on. Here's the idea. All you have to do is answer the question. Click on your screen. How about we
do this? I was thinking even early on this is going to be one of those 45-48 games. So let's go 90.
90
let's see if we can get to 90. Plenty of time left. There's probably about 4 possessions each still left in this game.
it is. Here we go. Should be coming up to you. Facebook takes just a second or two to.
Let's see who's got the guts and glory to go that
Yeah,
high.
don't be scared. Here you go. It is up and ready. Cast your votes. So 1st and 10, and Cowboys made a decent return. Looks like, I mean, when they brought it out, that wasn't a bad idea. I mean, they did just return a touchdown, or a kickoff for a touchdown. So no doubt about it.
Well, they're in pretty good shape here. They're about 7 yards ahead. Actually 12 yards ahead of where they would be. You can automatically take it at the 25. But if you line up to return it and then choose not to return, then it's only the 20. So they're about 11, 12 yards ahead of where they would be. So that's a net gain.
So the count's going on there. Make sure there's no 12 men on the field. Penalty be pretty costly right
And
here.
we've seen that a lot of times today.
1st and 10. What do they have going? You know, one thing that we haven't really maybe even spoke on is there's no stationary safeties. You know, that's a tournament of champions type thing. They do not have those here. So stationary safeties are not a thing.
Well, and I know with Charles, he has almost a looping effect with his safeties where they drop back and cross the field and kind of exchange the side of the field with each other for coverage, and it's worked out well. He keeps a lot of receivers off the middle of the field.
Quarterback keeping right up the middle. Looks like a loss of about a yard or two. We'll see where they mark it.
Our fellow league mate, Thunder Valley league mate, Ohio Valley, A.K. Fox in the house. I think somebody must have just woke him up.
Pole gum up?
Yep.
All right, cool. I was looking away for a second. What are we running? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monitors today. Not bad. Not quite the 13 we had in Canton, but 2nd and 15. Backed him up pretty good there. That run gap just kind of closed up. No really where to go. And no, it's all right. 44 change count. I'll spit it out here in a second. May need to eat some Campbell soup. Okay, no problem, AK. Definitely appreciate you joining in. Yep, it will be on this, and then hopefully we'll continue to move over. Like I said, we have been talking about it for a while. We are probably going to transition over to YouTube. Hopefully by the next tournament, we're going to try it out. We would love to do both, but every place that we go is a little bit unique in the setup and the signal quality that we have, and we have to have a good internet connection to bring it to you live. If you guys were interested in just watching it kind of post-edited, I can bring you 1080p, no problem at all. But try to make it live so you guys are getting the real-time action. It's kind of like watching a game, knowing who won, and you know, still having to watch it. It's not quite the same. So this is live action here on the Gridiron Buzz Network.
Well, that's when you know you got to be a football junkie, when you go back and watch a game that you already know that happened. I mean, NFL Network has made a whole system out of that. You know, if you miss the game, go back and watch it at 3 in the morning. But to me, it's kind of like watching a movie. Once I've seen a movie, I'm good. I don't need to watch it again, unless it's Dumb or Dumber. That's got to be the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah. Oh, housekeeping. I heard housekeeping. Not for us, though.
Now we have a Hulk sighting in the house. Top
Jim,
of the morning
Hulk
to you.
Davis, what's going on, man? I always find it interesting the way that these coaches have, like, the bumpers on the bases, or the way that the linemen are set up. Those angles, it's fascinating to be able to watch that, because maybe they're trying to make a certain hole open, or kind of shade to a certain direction. Angling those linemen like what we're seeing here, or maybe offset, there's a rhythm to it. These guys just aren't arbitrarily just throwing somebody out there hoping that something's going to work. They've got a game plan, and they're going to stick to it.
Well, I know the progression, and it's what I do with my own team. You know, you start by trying to make an individual player all he can be, strength, speed, whatever it is that you need to be doing. But then you start working them within a unit, say a defensive line unit or a linebacker unit or offensive line unit. And once you get them through that and you got them doing kind of as a unit what you want to do, then you start going team-wise.
Great pass.
And then once you get your team theme down, then you start working within the schemes and things that you're trying to do overall. So it starts individual, moves to kind of a small group, and then moves to a larger group that's a part of the bigger picture. So that's when you're seeing, and it can make a difference. We got Hulk on here. He'll be the first to tell you that the least little bit of twist in your line.
Cowboys, take it to the house.
There you go, touchdown Cowboys.
I had a question, how long does it game?
You know, I've had conversations with Hulk, as I was saying, you know, just a little twist in the lineman can make the difference of being overpowered, say, by a nose guard. If the lineman breaks down, then the whole line starts to break down. If that happens, you got guys penetrating your backfield and that sort of thing. Same token is in a positive way, a little twist or a slide. I'm talking about a hair to the left or right can cause him to overpower a nose guard back the other way. That would put pressure on linebackers to have to penetrate. So it's all relevant. But how you line up, and then you have the unpredictability of when you click this board on. Every board is different. Some have a little pop to it, a little hop, where you kind of get some clearance before the figures actually stick to the board and take off. You get that going on, and you get these unnatural twists. We saw out west, you know, the West Coast guys like a board that has a little slide to it. Even if you have guys that have great traction, you know, I hear this all the time from friends of mine that have four-wheel drive trucks. I have a four-wheel drive. I can go anywhere. Well, possibly. But the worst part of that is you can't stop anywhere. Nothing stops on ice. It doesn't matter if you have traction or not. So same thing on these boards. You have to really have traction to have strength. And anything that's working against you, whether it's a hop of a board or a slide or the positioning of a player, all that factors into whether you're going to have a line that has the ability, or a figure for that matter. We see it happen to receivers. Receivers get blown up like that, or cornerbacks get overpowered. So all that factors into it.
Yep. Hey, thanks, Steve. I think Steve Dorton is on, and Steve Pagenbergen is on. Thank you guys for joining. Sometimes we get a little bit of delay that doesn't show us who's on and who's watching until a little bit later. So if you're on and we haven't said hi to you, make sure you comment. We'll be happy to shout you out. No problem at all. So 1st and 10, Panthers have the ball, and looks like that's going to be an incomplete pass. That's going to bring up a quick second down. They're down by a touchdown, still any man's game, but they've got to respond here. Second and 10. If you guys haven't already, make sure you enter the poll at the bottom of your screen. Once you vote, you kind of cast in. I'm going to take a look. I have not peeked at the results yet, but it'll be kind of interesting. I mean, I think we put it at 90, and we're just shy of 70 here. So we'll see. Is it going to be 90 points? When Pat comes back, he's going to make it 70, so we'll only be 20 points short. Hey, it could happen. A little less than 40 minutes remaining in the game.
Everybody just remember, I called it early. 5 minutes into the game, this was going to be a 45-48 game. So,
yep. Taking a look at it now, man, less than 90. About half of them are. It's at one vote one way and one vote the other. It'll flip that whole poll.
just to remind everybody when we opened the game that Pat came out a 10-point favorite. So, not covering the spread right now. There's going to be some hurt feelings in Vegas this week, I think.
It's funny money is what it is, right? bring up third down. So he ran into the line of scrimmage. And he's going to bring up third down and 10. So no line. No gain. Yeah, these the refs are doing a really good job. Every game in the Deep South for this particular playoff set has had a referee, and the ref makes a call, and that's the call, and there we go. So I know we have some refs that are sitting around for the Tournament of Champions that have called. I saw Mark on earlier. I've seen him kind of run the game. You have to be authoritative. You have to make control in a referee situation. That way you don't get ran over and have all kinds of controversy. After all, the refs are human, and they've made mistakes. They've had to kick it to a replay a time or two. That happens. Things move so fast. Whether or not he kicked a field goal or anything like that, I could see at some point in championship games that they automatically go to every scores reviewed or something like that, especially when the field goals, in question. Certain times there's no question at all. Other times, it's tough. It's a little, quarter-inch piece of felt that's flying through the air that's, crazy hard to see with all the things going on. Quarterback option. He's got a man over the middle. He's got to make the pass, though. Call them out. Good pass. Hit him right in the base, which is kind of what you want. Keep those interceptions from overthrowing and hitting that safety over the top. That would be devastating right now.
Let's see how well these safeties have this angle. You're going to see almost like shot out of a cannon with a laser beam. They're drawn right to the ball carrier. So it's good read on the field, almost like a putt in the PGA. You have to line up your putt and aim your.
Missed him that time. Missed him
all the way, and it's just a big break,
20,
and it's going to be another
5, 10, touchdown. Friday night, Legends touchdown.
Had 5 chances at it. Just never could make contact.
So there you have it. They don't have magnets in them. Right there proved it. And you could also see that speed is not always the adjustment there.
Well, and speaking back to the refs just for a second, and Kenneth would know this as much as anybody. What you have in this game right here is 2 of the better gentlemen in our game. They're genuinely decent, law-abiding citizens, as we used to say. But they're just there's a huge amount of respect here. They're gonna raise their fuss when they have to, when they think there's a call here or there. But they're not going to be belligerent about it. There's a huge amount of respect, and you just heard Charles turn to the ref and say, "You guys make the call. You're the ref," and he was willing to concede to that. To the point that it's okay.
Yep. So they got it right. It's going to be 1st and 10 after the kickoff. Cowboys will be back on the drive. So now we're going to play defense. We're at 70 points, only 21 away. 21.
Here we go. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000.
Yeah, Mark's asking if anybody wants to change their vote. You still have time, I think. I don't know. I don't know if it'll let you do it or not, but I would be tempted. 30 minutes remaining. I mean, a couple of scores either way, and you got your 90.
Now we see that Joe Allures showed up on the house. He should be like a proud papa with his motors running this big
Not
board
one,
today.
but 2 motors
running just like a brand new Corvette.
And I'll tell you this, guys. I was there last night whenever they were setting up the board. It doesn't even need 2 Joe Allure motors. It doesn't. They just did it just to be doing it. 40, 30, 20. Got him at the 50.
We at the 47.
47-yard line. 1st and 10. Here come the Cowboys. Yeah, they put 2 motors on it. I'm telling you right now, they were actually really contemplating whether or not they put 1 or 2 on there. Chris Daly, welcome to the show. Definitely appreciate you joining in. I think I see Ernest Lyons. How's it going?
And here's one of my favorite coaches, all out of Ohio Valley there, and Miss Jamie Taylor. Man, have I been a #1 fan of hers for a while. It's good to hear from you, Jamie.
Yep. See Ernest Lyons in. Chris Daly's on. Jamie Taylor. Man, yeah, first-class league it is, guys. The food is dwindling. There's not much left, but where there was food, guess what there is? There's a whole table full of trophies.
Yep.
They've got trophies. I think they got trophies for everything, and that's really cool. And they're not just participation trophies. I was looking at them earlier. There's some really cool stuff. So we're going to keep it on the Gridiron Buzz Network for the trophy presentation. We'll probably have a quick break after the conclusion of the game to get it all organized, but we've got to get out of here. We've got to feed it back so that we can finally, maybe sometime this month, unpack the truck and get ready for Capital City Clash.
But that's when you know you're nearing the end, is when the food's running out, the trophies are set up. We know we're about to put this one in the books, and I'm already looking forward to the beginning of the season next year.
Oh, I can't wait.
This is one of the classiest leagues. And, we saw this in Dallas last weekend. MVP's getting cars.
Yeah, that was great.
And Pat had his choice between the Chevelle SS and a Ford Grand Torino. And I had a Torino when I was a kid growing up. Awesome car. And I tried to talk him into the Torino, but he went Chevelle SS. And MVP of the league walked off with that.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. I love that. The Dallas Miniature Football League, if you guys haven't had a chance to check those guys out, take a look. That's DallasMFL.com, and the statistics and the things that they keep up with, they're using pro-style statistic programs to keep stats and real-time scores and who carried what. And, man, that's going to be maybe again.
I think he's got that's a tackle right there. You're pulling players. Rafiq.
Second down.
Rafiq calling it out here. Looks like he lost about 3.
Yep. But yeah, Dallas MFL, if you guys have not had a chance to check those guys out, pretty crazy stuff going on there too. Just from the statistical standpoint, I was amazed by it. After the game, if you go back and watch the broadcast, you would hear they're like, "Hey, stats are up." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I go look, and literally I can read out how many passes the quarterback had, how many passes the running, how many runs the running back had, the passer rating, just tons of really cool stuff that they were real time plugging into their database, and it was really a lot of fun.
I mean, they're down to keeping up tackles. The referees do a really good job there. They called out the result of the play. Number 22 carried for 11 yards, tackled by 48. It made our job really, really fun because it gave us even more richness to the content, and hopefully it made it interesting for you guys too, because that was a great weekend last weekend. We went 1,300 miles to do one game.
1,300 miles.
But it was worth it.
Not quite as many to the Deep South.
No, that's our backyard, so.
Second 13. Getting a pivot out of the backfield by Charles. He's going to maybe stay with the run game, I bet. You see that stick come in there. That's so that the players can, be a little better at angling their guys. It's hard sometimes to get your fingers down in there and be able to make things work. Welcome in, Doug. Welcome to the stream.
Quarterback has it.
Quarterback keeping and running to the outside.
Charles knows that
action.
he missed. He went just a little long. He missed that receiver coming across the side, and he tried to get stopped in time, but he didn't see it till the last second. Now he's out of position. He's going to pretty much have to keep this ball and go with it.
Yep. So quarterback had a little rollout, and it's on the darker color base. About the 35-yard line. See if he can get the rollout going. He's got to make some yardage.
Tight cut here. Looked like he picked up about 4, 5.
Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe +1. It's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, he had a receiver cutting open. He didn't see to the last second, and he'd already let off the switch. He could have let it run just a little bit longer. He would have been in a better position to try to make that pass.
All right, if you haven't had a chance to get your votes in, we're going to close it out at the 25-minute mark. So you got just a few more minutes here to cast your vote. It's pretty tough. The polls are closing in a little bit. They keep flip-flopping. Every time I look at it, they flip-flop back around. So if you haven't had a chance, make sure share this with your friends, with your neighbors. You can share it with your enemies too. I don't care. We're not really. I mean, the brotherhood here will kind of fix a lot of things. So.
Right. I'm just sitting. reminiscing a little bit. How many really big games have we seen Charles in over the years? I mean, he's such a tough out. And of course, Pat's made, he's made his name over time too. And Pat more recently, just in the last few months, has really stormed onto the scene. But Charles just such a smooth customer, so cool. He just hardly anything rattles him. He just gets his job done. And I'm thinking, looking back, Bama Blast and Texas's tournaments and different TOCs that we've seen him in Deep South here. He's a joy to play.
Third down.
You don't mind getting bashed in by somebody like Charles.
Third down, and he's got some room all over the place.
Going to Emmett out here in the flat, and looks like a good choice if he can make the connection here.
Good hit, right at the bottom of the base. And blockers to the left, so he's got the room.
And Emmett's a pretty true and straight runner, so unless they get over and make contact with him, this 55 yards or so to pay dirt, it's not going to be much of an issue.
Get the football out of the way.
I got blocked there a little bit. It looked like he scooted out of bounds maybe. I don't think it was a tackle.
Yeah, I think he ran out of bounds. We had to step in. I apologize, guys. Got stepped right in front of the camera.
And Zane's got a question. He says, out of curiosity, how many of the wives actually support this venture? And what I would tell you is you'd be surprised.
Yep. Ask Pat Morris about that.
Yes. Most of us only play because our wife said we could.
Yeah. Well, Pat Morris has a little bit different situation. Pat Morris has a situation that his wife makes him go out and play football and says, "Don't call me until you lose."
Right.
So she's like, we were talking about that last night. He said, I'd call and she would ask if I lost, and he'd be like, "No, I'm still in." She'd hang up the phone on him.
Right. Yeah. Don't.
So yeah, I'd say the wives are pretty supportive. We get a pass every once in a while to come out and broadcast, but we got to make sure everything else is done at home. That kind of thing.
In the summertime, you'll see a large contingent of wives show up at like the nationals, the conventions and things, and they travel well. A lot of guys bring wives on the road with them. I know AK brought his family out to the West Coast a couple weeks ago. Usually everywhere we go. Now, you're not going to see anything like probably a 50-50 mix, but
they're here. There was even a few here yesterday.
Well, there's a lot of them that are behind the scenes even. I mean, I looked up yesterday, and it was like 4 or 5 wives carrying food across the room.
Going back to Emmett. Let's go up top here. Make sure we might be okay.
5, 4, 3.
Hit him right in the bottom.
1.7 seconds remaining.
It's a good play here. He's got a safety that could come over and make the tackle. There you go. So Emmett's on the left hand of the screen, about the 23 yard line, running upfield. And got tackled and turned. And that's going to bring up a Mr. National Podcast Red Zone Alert. It's going to be 1st and goal. You're going to need some defense here. 35-35 all. Great game. So, while it has been defense, it's also been a lot of offense. I mean, scoring, we're at the 70-point mark and in the red zone to do it again. So,
a lot of talk about the wives and the support groups now. Just because you don't see them necessarily out in the front, believe me, they're there. We all realize that if our wives are upset with what we're doing, it's going to really be difficult on us to do what we do to the level that we do it. And, mine tells me, she goes, "Look, when you're there with the guys, I know you're not out doing things you shouldn't be doing. You're not getting in trouble." And they see the love and the camaraderie that we have. And, they don't necessarily want to get a team and be on the field with us, but they want to be a part of it because this really is a family. It really is. I mean, I get more hugs and love from guys in this room than I get from my extended family outside of my wife and my kids. You know, I'm talking to aunts and uncles and stuff. I got aunts and uncles I haven't heard from in 10 years. But I talk to most of these guys about once a week.
Yep.
Is he good? 33, ain't he? No, well, 21. I'm looking at the shoulders. That's what's killing me. All right. Good.
Quarterback option. He's going to have to keep it, I think. Handing it off. Where's he going to go with the pitch? Yep, quarterback keeper. That's on the left hash mark, the back of the pack. And ran right into the defender. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
Thomas, I see your comment talking about trying to figure all this out. Let me give you a couple of pointers. Number one, we try to emulate real-life football as best we can. Certain things we have to make concessions on because, you know, quite honestly, physics and some other things come into play where you just can't completely be accurate. But I would encourage you to do a couple things. One, realize that every broadcast that you see, whether it's ours or some of the other coaches that maybe they just pick up a cell phone and try to show you what they're doing, keep in mind that every league has a little bit different way of playing. There's a standard rule set when it comes to what we call our Tournament of Champions, which is we try to crown a world champion at the end of that, so there is kind of there is a uniformity to it. But keep an open mind when you're watching different broadcasts that there are different ways to play in different leagues. So don't let that confuse you too much. But the biggest suggestion I could give to you is don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yep.
If you don't understand, just ask somebody.
Yep.
Somebody knows the answer.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to show up somewhere.
Yeah, show up and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
people. I have yet to run into anybody that just won't talk to me about what's going on in the hobby or how they do something. I mean, it's a constant learning. I mean, I thought, well, these people know it all, and not in a bad way, but I was like, all right, they know everything, so I'll go to them. And here they are, they're asking me questions sometimes, and I'm like, really? I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing to do. But there's just so many different things that can happen. Makes it pretty crazy. So that's going to be a touchdown. They're going to do it.
I think it broke.
Nope, did not. They stopped him.
Recall here.
They're going to look at it. At the 1 yard line. Wow, 3rd and goal. This is an important play. This is if they can stop him here and may end up with a field goal instead of a touchdown. I would probably take that.
Starting for 45 seconds.
Yep, so 3rd and goal. It's time to make some noise. First, I gave him the first down. Okay. So little correction, they must have been just short of that, so it's 1st and goal. I guess he did have room to make a first down there, so 1st and goal, so it kind of changes things. But that's still, Pat's going to have a good stand right here. Only can't give up any yardage at all. Or we're going to be moving those numbers on up. Maybe make it 42-35. First and goal.
Starting out with the quarterback, 21.
Quarterback keeper. 21, and that's going to score right to the left-hand side. And that's a touchdown. Friday Night Legends touchdown.
And we're seeing one half of the ownership group, Miss Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. So she's one of the ones that lets us get away with things as long as everything's done. Well, really, I escaped. It's been 3 cities, 3 weeks, but I got a long laundry list of things to get done. I think it's like 3 or 4 pages. I might have to recruit some people to give me a hand with that.
Well, we already got a deck crew now.
We do have a deck building party.
That come out of this tournament.
Not bad. I may need some like groomsmen. I need some ushers. Some personal security, which I'm sure we can find plenty. There's a lot of big folks in here. Pat's my personal security.
Pat's all the security.
So yeah, I'm getting married in May. So yeah, I'm gonna need some help. So I've got to make sure that stuff is done. So if you guys see me slacking off a little bit, make sure is everything done for the wedding? Because if it's not, I probably won't have a GB in after the wedding.
Yeah, we'll be down a man.
Yeah. If somebody can come fill in my replacement, that's fine. But still.
And I want to go back to a point here that Jamie brings up really too, and it's really the essence of this hobby. It's not just about how can I build a competitive team and how can I win a lot. I'll just say this, and this is going to sound a little bit trite, but if it's all about winning and losing to you, this isn't for you.
Yep.
This is not really what we're predicated on. There's so many different things you can paint, you can sculpt, you can just be involved, keep stats. I mean, there's just this hobby is so broad bases. Some people just like to tweak bases, but they never show up to play. Some people just play. Some people have everybody else's stuff that they play with. But Jamie brings up a good point. Just get involved. There's plenty enough for all of us. The competition's great, but that's just kind of the cherry on top. When it really comes down to it, it's about being in a place that we all have a common goal and something to work for. We're going to see a big pass here. Yeah, it's going to be incomplete.
Wow, needed that one.
Coming down to what really is about half of the last quarter left.
Yep.
We would, under normal timing rules here, we'd be getting rather late into the fourth quarter. Still a tight ball game, still anybody's ball game. I'd be honest with you, I think we're seeing probably at least 2, if not 3 more scores out of this.
I see at least 2 somewhere. One to tie, another one to go ahead. So that a tie would be 84 points. The go ahead would break the 90.
Oh, we're
published. I don't think I published the results yet. Let me take a look at them. Ooh, that's tight. 58% of you guys so far have decided that it would be less than 90 points. 42%, 90 or above. So that's still pretty close.
And I know Mark was out there trying to rally support for 90 plus. He didn't want to be the Lone Ranger there, but I'm with you, Mark. I said from the very get-go, the kickoff of this game, I felt like 45-48 is where I'm kind of stuck at here.
Yeah, it's no doubt about it. We can get pretty close. No pressure up the middle. Lots of time. Lots of time. Man out to the left. We can complete the pass and be a first down for sure. You got a couple blockers. Bounced it. Bounced it behind him. Third down. That was a... Cowboys got away with one there.
26 in the game. 3rd and 10.
Mark has officially changed his vote. You still have time, folks. I was going to push it to close out the polls, but we'll leave it open, just kind of see where everybody's going. Don't wait too late. Jasper Scott, what is going on? Good to see you. Yep, I actually played Jasper's wife in Richmond back in 2015. She beat me. In overtime, she beat me. I lost by a yard. So. Yep. Yep, absolutely. So we do have some women that play. I mean, no doubt about it. My sister plays in the Thunder Valley League in Clarksville, Tennessee, and they're all over. That's just what we know about. I mean, I'm sure.
And not only does Jamie play as a lady, but Jamie plays well.
Yeah.
I mean, she's very competitive. I love her game. I love her concentration, and she's hit a little rough spot here, a little dry spot in the last couple of weeks, but I think part of that's due because the secret's out.
That's probably true too. Quarterback passing again. Got a man to the right-hand side of the screen. Missed him on the left the first time. Aiming at him on the right this time. Got him for sure that time. That is complete.
And you can see Pat really stepping it up now. He knows he's got to get a score here relatively quickly and try to get the ball back. You don't want to run this thing down the last 2 minutes if you can help it.
So right-hand side of your screen, he's just going to be a jet to go all the way down. But, the question is, what about these safeties? It's going to be pretty tough.
Ready? Yep.
Can he straighten it? It looks like he's going to make a
Turned out.
dive at the 42-yard line.
It's going to be good for Gridiron Buzz Network. First down. First and 10.
There's another bullet that the Cowboys dodged there. He very well could have kept up straight, put it in the barn here. Yeah, Jamie, I don't think the Hulk needed a whole lot of my help to get mad. He gets mad at a lot of things, but maybe that's just a little more incentive. You're going to catch up to him, and it's going to be soon. You're going to be fine. There's a lot of guys in this league that don't want to see Jamie Taylor in their pool or their bracket.
No, we have game film to prove it. David Nichols says he owes you a rematch. That happened in Canton, Ohio, so maybe we'll see that. Maybe in D.C. Fully anticipate them being there. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Jasper, that was, I believe it was kind of a Joe Flacco kind of rollout touchdown situation. That was a tough game. I got a picture of it somewhere. Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Cowboy football right there, baby.
Man.
Nice sack.
Man, oh man.
Really
that guy
pinned
closed
back.
the gap.
Really pinned back the Panthers. Loss. Looks like a loss of about almost 10, 12 maybe.
Wow. 2nd and 22. Holy cow. Let's take a look at that again on the Amazon Instant Replay. So you can see it right here. Going to get everything set up. It takes just a second. See those last minute adjustments coming in, and just watch where this comes from. Is it going in? You see those last minute adjustments.
10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And then boom, just from the left hand side, just mashed him. Man, that guy might be out for the game at that rate. 2nd and 22. Here we go. Oh, what a block to keep that sack from happening. Wow, he almost got sacked again. Wow. Wow.
3, 2, 1.
Knocked down, 3rd and a country mile.
We call this around here, we call this 3rd in the next county.
That's pretty much
It's
what
in
you
a
do.
different zip code.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, he almost got sacked again. That wide receiver got turned and saved the block, but it would have been pretty ugly.
And we're on that part of the board that we kind of mentioned a couple times. It's got a little trampoline effect to it.
Bouncy. Yep. That's all right. I mean, the bounce can play with you, play for you, and then,
Are you entertained?
Yeah,
it
but
can
what
also hurt you
happens is it makes it really hard for an offensive line to get a lot of traction if it's too much bouncing. and that's when they get overpowered and the pockets collapse.
They're screaming, they're not talking anymore.
Almost done setting up the defense. 5 seconds remaining on that. 6:55 remaining in the game. Is this a ball control thing to maybe, you've got to score first. That's always the big thing. But is it a situation where you want to score with as little time as possible, so that?
No, I don't think so. I think you just hold your foot on the gas here. This is the white knuckle effect. When you're grabbing onto something, just holding on for dear life and stomping on the gas here is where you're at.
Yep, a lot of pressure right here. I mean, this is a big play.
We'll get a pan of our gallery that are watching the game here with us here in the pit. Fourth down. I don't see Pat punting here, not this late in the game.
No, you don't punt here. You can, because 1 minute change of possession brings you down to the 5 minutes. 20-second runoffs, all that kind of stuff. You can be sub 3 before almost you get the first play off, and that's just not good.
This very well could be the game here if he doesn't pick this first up on fourth down.
Yep, certainly is. Take a look at our crowd that's hanging out. Deep South supports their league very, very well. You can see
we don't have any Mike Turner sleep cam.
no sleep cam. Everybody's awake. Everybody's awake.
Yeah.
There we go. Everybody's waving. Elgin Clemens, the newest, basically president of the Miniature Football Coaches Association. You'll be hearing more from him as time goes along. So for those of you that are joining and haven't seen the whole thing, check out Miniature Football Coaches Association. That's kind of where it all kind of the glue that kind of brings it all together. Kind of, it's got a little bit of Tournament Champions, got a little bit of solitaire play, and it got league play, painters. That's where everybody goes to showcase their skills, their talents, and lots of great things coming down the pipe for that. I'm excited. Talked with them quite a bit. Can't wait for it to go. Fourth down, big play here. Stationary quarterback is in. Time for Days. He's got to make the pass.
Yeah, Jamie, this is the Deep South. We say it's Atlanta. It's actually probably maybe 40 miles from downtown Metro Atlanta. It's kind of a central point. There's a lot of players that come out of the Atlanta, North Alabama. Joe Pritchett's here from South Carolina. Kind of surrounding. Elgin drives up from Tampa to play in this league. Pat's from Texas. But in general, its home is northwest Atlanta. And outside of our local Thunder Valley, which we play at the Tennessee State Veterans Home, it's kind of just a local league that we play. If we were
5:20, 5:10, touchdown.
How can you not like that?
Panthers. Friday Night Legends touchdown.
Coach Morris and the Panthers have already announced and elected that they're going for the 2 points right here. You only get 6 if you try to go for the 2. You have to make the 2. So we're getting an explanation here from referee Rafiq, and he's going to tell us here, recap exactly what we need to be doing.
Getting a little information from the referees. Even though that time may expire, we will have one final play for Charles no matter what, as far as this is concerned, because it's going to take a second to get everybody set up. So he's going for the win, or at least going for the lead at this point. This is more than likely going to be the determination for the ball game, depending on how this goes. So going for 2, 41-42. This would put them up 43-42, but it's going to be going to be a big deal here. Quarterback option's the call.
Got it!
Oh, boy. Wow, you heard the air come out of there now. Oh, my goodness. Crucial moment. Still a minute and 40 seconds, but I think that's pretty well going to do it. Onside kick, they say.
Yard and a half line. Wow. What a play. Holy cow. This is crazy, guys. So we're going to have an onside kick. Give me a second. We're going to get the angle set up. Obviously, we'll have replay ready to roll in the event that we need it. But, man, what a finish. What a finish. Does it get any closer than that? You go for two. You try to go up because there's a lot of time left, and you don't want to get in a situation where you're down. Wow, freaking wow. Let's take a look at that as we get set back up here. So the official word is the Panthers must recover for this game to continue. They will get one play even if time expires. But if they don't recover, that's the ball game, and we'll have Charles Lane back on his streak. 9 consecutive time winner. He did lose it last year to Larry Henderson, who he beat. All right, here on the Gridiron Buzz Network. But here we go with Pat. This is for a back-to-back. This is for Charles Lane to finally make the trailer. What's going to happen? We will know in just a few moments. I'm holding out for my 45-48 prediction. I think it still could happen here. Pat can get this kickback. We're going to have the best cover on it that we can get. And you hear the final whistle, but that doesn't mean the game's over. We need to play this out here. So I'm going to go down and make sure we can keep a clearance here with cameras. So
we should be okay. As long as the overhead is clear, we should be okay. 10 it is, so they'll count it off coming from this side. You'll see it. Dice roll determines where the ball is placed. And there they go. The referees will place it. And that's going to mark it. Yep. Yeah, you guys noticed at the beginning of the broadcast with David Nichols, the tunnel, the curse is still there. If you got a man that's stuck or likes to run backwards and try to run through the tunnel, generally that team has lost the championship. We saw it at the beginning of the broadcast. So far, so good. 20 plus years of that tunnel doing that. Panthers are going to recover. One play from the line of scrimmage. If there's question in play, I'm going to take it to my secondary screen. You guys stand by. You'll hear us talking through it. But I do have the replay here. So let's play. I'm going to play it real time first, and we'll come back. Okay? So because it's 30-second cut, so it's just easier just to run it like this, and we can go from here. 2 white jerseys, so I lost it. Okay. Real time myself. Yep. What do you guys think? Shout it out in the chat. Who got it? This is real time first. And we're about ready to run. I saw this hand right here hit it. So if we run it back, let's go like half speed. I'll run it back a little bit. Yep. Let's get it where we need it. Try to cut some of that downtime. There we go. Oh, I lost it. Hang on. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Where'd it go? There we go. Alright, we'll run at half speed here. Oh, I'm at the end of it. Sorry, guys. I was like, what's going on?
Not to keep you all in suspense, but it's close.
Let's get here. Hang on.
41 Cowboys. 42-41 Cowboys.
Let me get this thing open back up a little bit. Alright, we're running halftime, so we'll watch it here for a second.
They getting a call from New York here. I mean, no, Nashville.
Nashville it is.
Nashville.
What's going on? What happened to my replay?
They took from Nashville.
Did we lose it?
Call on this. Guys up there at Smith, you're watching. Come here to your
Wait, let's go back in real time again.
Want to know more about backup football?
I don't know what happened to my. I don't know what happened to my replay. Did we lose it? I know we didn't lose it because.
Guys sitting up that field waiting on the call here. And here, I don't know.
We'll play it here and I'll pause it before we get ready to go.
Kevin Watson,
I saw this hand hit it myself. That's Cowboys there. Yeah.
Me and Fee got the call.
Everybody quiet.
Alright, I'm gonna slow it down to half and see if it'll play. Actually, we'll keep it just for a second. Real time. Wow, it's jumping. Dang, what is going on? Oh, it's jumping. It may have corrupted. Let's see.
Mike Jackson, where you from?
Looking at a couple different angles here. Let's see if we can get it going. Where did my game go?
You might be able to mean something. What's going on behind the.
Where did it go? Let's get it back. Alright, real time. We'll just have to leave it here. It may be corrupt. I may have to bring it back up on another screen. Real time. I saw this hand here.
Got the bro in? Coming out of the field?
Pass the ball.
Headline, David covered downside kick.
Sorry guys, we had a little technical difficulty with the replay. Let me see if I can shore it up to where it's at. Make sure I've got it right.
What pivot you made? Pivot there?
Yes, sir. That's it. All right, give me the switch. Off and down. That's a good time. Here we go.
Last play from scrimmage.
10 seconds remaining. 5,
What is it going to be?
3,
Time has expired. He has to.
I guess the back. Okay.
You got it? All right.
Go make the call.
Yo. No,
What do you see, Brian?
Alright, so that's going to be a completed pass.
Too late. Olsen, do your thing.
And we are going to have a shootout. It's a run and gun right here. Last play of the game for the Deep South Miniature Football League Championship. We've got a completed pass. Safety over the top. Here we go. And ball game, guys. That'll do it.
Cowboy wins.
Congratulations to Charles Lane. Well fought battle by Pat Morris. Guys, stay right here on the Gridiron Buzz Network. We're going to kill our sound. We're going to stay on the feed. But we'll be back after a short break and a trophy presentation. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys are awesome. Let's check that poll out. Let's publish it. What do you think? How do we do? 50-50. Half y'all right, half y'all wrong. That's all right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Stay right here, and we'll be back for a trophy presentation.
Okay, testing. Okay, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and do our reward ceremony right here. We're gonna do our reward ceremony. So if I can get everybody. Okay, guys, we're going to do our reward ceremony. David, I want you to present the trophy Super Bowl. I'll do these right here. You do those right there, okay? Okay, all right. Hey, everybody, let me get your attention for just a moment. Let me get your attention for just a moment. Let me get your attention. Hey, first of all, I want to thank everybody, man, for the weekend that we had. This was a great weekend. We got the best guys in the country, man. Let me tell you, man. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I love my league mates, my family. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And you guys make it happen. You guys make this thing happen. You're the reason why so many people want to be a part of what we do. Let's just keep doing what we do, guys. And that's enjoying ourselves, fellowshipping, and we competing, but we keeping it in perspective. And that's the number one thing we got to do. Because in the end, when it's all said and done, the number one thing we want to do, man, is have friendships, relationships where we can always go. I can go to Dallas out there and holler at Pat. I can come to Florida. I can do all those things, man. And that's, like I said, that's what it's all about. We're going to go ahead now and present our awards. And before I do that, man, I thank the officials, man, for just taking that time out, coming over here with us, man. We roll out the hospitality, but they don't get a lot for this, you know what I'm saying? But what they do for this hobby is unbelievable. They are taking this thing to a whole nother level for us. And I just want to know from me and from all our members, man, we thank you guys and we appreciate that. And I do not want to leave out my main man Richard right here for what he does. He doesn't even play. He don't even play, but he travels everywhere with us, man, and just take a part of this, so I thank you. Okay. Okay. First award I'm going to give out is going to be the top defensive team of the year. And our number three defense this year was the 49ers, Dennis. He was our number 3 ranked defense. Our number 2 ranked defense was the Panthers. The Panthers was our number 2 ranked defense. Our number 1 defense this year was the Falcons and Larry Henderson. All right. Congratulations there. Yes, sir. He did it.
I gotta give him speech, man. I gotta give him speech. All right. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, I mean, man, I hated to have to get a title back to Mr. Charles Lane this year, you know, but it is what it is, man. You know, coaches, man, I'm going to tell you, Charles, you came to play this weekend. I can see it in your eyes when I talk to you. I can see it in his eyes, fellas, but, but back-to-back defensive team, man, I appreciate it, man. So we didn't finish like we wanted to finish, but, you know, hey, it is what it is, man. And all right. Appreciate a good run, man. Good run. So, all right, thank you. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Our best offensive team this year, our number 3 team this year was the Saints. The Saints was the number 3 ranked offense in our league this year. Number 2, and this was really close. It was 390 to 397. Our number 2 spot on this was the Panthers with 390 points. The number 2 spot. Our number 1 team was the Texans once again with 397 points. Where's Rafik at? Good job, Pete. Good job. Speech?
Oh, shoot. What's right? How many years I've been in this?
Man,
What year is this?
I don't know.
2019?
10 years?
2020?
07? Okay.
I got at least 10 of these.
Yeah, good job. I'll switch it up a little bit. Hey, if you wouldn't have took that forfeit, I think you'd have got it. Okay. This is our conference champion runner-up, Final Four participant. This right here goes out to the Saints, Allen. Good job, Allen.
Thanks.
Say anything?
I just want to thank everybody in here for playing and being part of the league, and all you guys over all these years. That y'all have all made me a better player, and I just enjoy all y'all's company. So, thank you.
Thank you, Allen. Appreciate it. Okay, our other conference champion runner-up, Final Four participant, goes out to the Texans and Rafik. He don't need that. Okay. All right. Now, these next awards right here, guys, is to individuals that just, all you guys participated and helped this thing. But these next guys I'm going to call out, man, they kind of